Hello guys, welcome back to another UFC breakdown video. Tonight we're going to cover UFC Fight Night Sandhagen versus Figueiredo. We got Ivan here with me.
Yo.
And we're also being joined by Diego.
What's good?
Who's been out for a little bit, but he's finally back. Gonna break down this card with us, and we're glad to have him back. But without further ado, let's start with the first fight. We got a flyweight bout between Juliana Miller and Ivana Petrovic. Dude, I don't know who to pick this fight. Women's fights are like the fat heavyweight fights, bro. You don't know who to pick. This can go either way.
You know what? I'm just going to stick with what I do every time when I don't know about a women's fight. I'm just going to go with the favorite. Well, Petrovic.
Yeah.
Petrovic.
I wanted to go with Petrovic too. They're both coming off a lot. Well, Juliana Miller's coming off a 2-fight losing streak where she got finished in one and the other one was a unanimous decision. And Petrovic is coming off a loss to Horth, which it was a pretty close fight, so it could have gone either way. But I think I got Ivana Petrovic here.
Yeah, let's go. I'm gonna go with Petrovic because I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I don't think I've ever seen either of these ladies fight.
I have not watched either of these ladies fight.
I don't recall any of their fights.
Juliana Miller, I think, won the Ultimate Fighter season 30 with the Nunez Pena season.
Yeah, she did.
Okay.
She did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't watch that.
that's how. Yeah, that's how she got. Yep.
To be honest, not looking too promising. After
She's probably
that
gonna get cut, huh?
Yeah.
She's getting cut.
She only really has grappling in her game, to be honest. And I do think she is gonna get cut after this fight, to be honest.
If she loses.
Yeah, if she loses.
Yeah,
pretty.
we all got Petrovic.
Yeah, pretty quick.
Let's just
breakdown.
call it how it is. We do not care.
Shout out to the homie Tyler.
Anyway,
Shout out Tyler.
all right. Anyways, some heavyweight next. Which
Yes.
is pretty
Thompson
similar.
Thompson Peterson versus Dontel Mays.
All right, listen. Thomas Peterson. He didn't lose to anyone. He lost to Shamil, the meal deal, Gaziev. All right, this is the greatest heavyweight of all time, Shamil and Gaziev. All right, and Dontel Mays. I don't know if you guys watched that fight, but I recall it pretty vividly. He got fucked up by Walter Walker.
And he did, and he also got destroyed by Shamil Gaziev as well.
Bro, Gaziev beat both of these guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not really fair because he was just the best fighter ever. So
The odds are pretty close. I mean, not too much of a favorite for was it Peterson? But yeah, Mays has lost 2, and I feel like he has that determination to not lose 3.
Bro, he's 11-8. He's 11-8, bro.
He is 11-8.
Dude, he's
Okay. I feel like, but Mark Hunt had a similar record, so.
Bro, he started out good in his MMA career, and then it just kind of been up and down until he reached his 11-8 record, bro. Thomas Peterson's gonna win this fight.
Yeah, unfortunately, I feel that way too. To be honest, I was trying to give May some hope.
You're trying to go with a hardcore pick or something.
I was trying to hype him up, but I feel like this one is too hard to hype him up.
Dude,
Thomas Peterson is looking good in his last few fights.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like Ivan said, he didn't lose to anyone. He lost to Gaziev, so.
Yeah, and the way that I feel like this fight is gonna go, there's not gonna be a finish. I think
Just a decision.
Yeah, I think it's gonna go to a decision win to Thomas Peterson.
I can see that.
Probably a 29-28 because these guys are probably gonna go at it in the first round, but they're gonna quickly get tired, dude, and they're just gonna. I think they're just probably gonna smudge wrestle each other until Thomas Peterson gets the most control time and stuff like that, and we'll get the decision win. What do you think?
Yeah, I can see that.
What about you,
I can
Ivan?
agree with that. Ivan?
I feel like it's gonna be probably an ugly fight where they both gas out.
Dude, that's exactly what I said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep, yes, sir.
Much best.
You know, yes, that too. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Word.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's move on.
So far we haven't disagreed in any of the fights. Yeah, the next one we got Gaston Bolaños going up against Quang Lee. Both of these guys are not the greatest fighters in the bantamweight. Gaston Bolaños is coming off a win over Cortavius Romeus, and Quang Lee is coming off a 2-fight losing streak where he got dominated in his previous fight. And I don't know, man. Gaston Bolaños looks like a Peruvian. Oh, he lost to Christian. No,
Yes.
Chris Gutierrez.
Oh, okay. So he. Yeah, that's not.
It's not a bad loss. It's not a bad loss because
No.
Chris Gutierrez dominated him, bro.
Wait,
Yeah.
Quinn
We
Lee?
have
Yeah,
we have a Walmart version of Ilya Taporia on the left.
yeah, dude. I was gonna say that too, bro. It looks like Topuria. Yo, what's going on with your mic?
He's just speaking in Morse code.
Bro can't say
Why-
anything. Diego.
He's speaking in Morse code.
No, I was saying, you're talking about Quinn Lee, right? Quinn Lee lost to Chris Gutierrez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was seeing. He's lost 2 in a row now after going 8 straight. I got Bolaños on this one, even though he's 2-1 in the UFC. He's got 2 decisions and then his losses by knockout.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he could pull out another decision win against Quang Lee.
I think he's gonna win too. That win over Cartavius Romius was a pretty dominant win, but it wasn't as flashy or impressive because Cartavius Romius is out of the UFC right now. You know, he wasn't the greatest fighter, but he did show some promising stuff throughout the fight, even though he did get knocked down a couple times by Romius, bro. But I think I got the Peruvian Topuria on this one too.
Peruvian Taporia.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What about you, Ivan?
I'm gonna go with the Walmart Taporia.
I mean,
Awesome.
there's not really much to break down on these guys. You know, this fight can go one or two ways. Bolaños is gonna get an early knockout, or it's just gonna be like a slow fight, kind of feeling each other out, and eventually it's probably gonna move to like the cage where Gaston Bolaños is probably gonna clinch him up, and probably gonna get a similar win to his Cartavius Romius win.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, just
Well, who knows? Maybe
Equipping.
Quang Lee has been going through a crazy ass camp, and he's gonna come out and completely shut us out, and he's gonna knock him out. But you never know. Sorry, Diego, I cut you off.
yeah, you do make a good point. He is 2-0 in the UFC. He might not want to be getting cut soon.
Yeah,
So, but I'm still gonna go with with Bolaños on this one.
cool.
All right,
We go to the next fight.
Marina
Yep.
Marina Rodriguez versus Jillian Robertson.
Similar to our first
Another
women's
women's
fights.
fight.
Yep. I don't know who to go for. I'm just gonna go with the favorite.
Jillian Robertson. I've seen a couple of her fights.
Mm-hmm.
Same with Marina Rodriguez. Rodriguez is good. She's in Team Thai Brazil, so she's done good against components like she beat Michelle Watterson twice, and opponents like Mackenzie Dern and Josh Anand, she beat them, but she struggled recently against Jessica Andrade and Yasmin Lucindo.
Dude, she lost to
So I
Lucindo,
feel,
bro. She lost to
yeah,
Lucindo.
I'm like, so she's struggling against fighters like Lucindo who are still up and coming. You know, they're not as experienced as someone like Rodriguez should be.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they're both in their like older years. I think Jillian's a lot younger, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like she's just gonna use what she already knows,
Yeah.
and her youth against Rodriguez.
Yeah, and Rodriguez in her last 5 fights, she's won only one.
Yeah,
Um,
I feel like it might be time for her to call it. To be
I
honest, she's 38, and I think
yeah,
this could be her retirement fight, if I'm
yeah.
not
Plus,
mistaken.
Jillian Robertson is gonna have that home crowd advantage. I know this is fighting, and sometimes the home crowd advantage doesn't really matter as much like a sport like in soccer or s- or a
Mhm.
sport like that. But um,
It
she
does
is
help.
yeah, it does help. I know they're gonna be rooting for her, and it's probably gonna motivate her more. And I feel like that point that you made of her being younger gonna be probably a big factor in this fight. She's probably gonna be a little bit more hungry, and like you said, Marina should probably and like you said, she's probably gonna call it a career with this fight. But yeah, Ivan, you have any final thoughts on this fight?
Jillian Robertson by submission. All right. Rodriguez, she's too old. The sport's passing her up. She's like what, 38?
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
38.
38.
Yeah. And typically women's MMA, they don't have much athleticism, but with the little bit of athleticism they had that they lose, it's kind of over for them. Um, you know, she might have to venture into something else. You know,
Like a coffee shop, like Molly McCann.
Marina's mariscos. That's what it's gonna be.
Marina's
In Brazil.
Mariscos, dude.
Yep.
And Jillian Robertson has the advantage, dude. She has the Super Saiyan God hair.
No, for real. That's
Yeah.
that 10 horsepower.
Mm-hmm.
Every girl,
Bro.
That horsepower's-
Anyways, let's move on to middleweight.
Yeah. We got Ryan Loder going up against Asamat Bekaev. Ryan Loder
Yeah.
started his mixed martial arts career not too long ago. Pretty sure it was 2020, I want to say. And he hasn't had that very many pro fights. He is coming off a 4-fight win streak though. 2 of them were unanimous decision, and 2 of them were TKOs, I believe. But this guy's really only got wrestling, bro. I'm not sure how good he is on the feet. He hasn't been tested that much. The 2 finishes that he has via KO, they have been on the ground. With his previous one being like him freaking destroying his opponent on the ground with elbows. And
Interesting.
yeah, and we got Asamat Bekaev. He's coming off a 7-fight win streak. He's got that EV at the end of his last name. He went on a great LFA run, which sometimes it matters in the UFC, sometimes it doesn't. But what I want to get at is that he is carrying huge momentum into this fight, and his previous fight was KO finish as well.
KO finish in 3 minutes in the
Yep.
first round.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, I agree with you. I think the momentum that Bezokev is carrying
It's
coming out of
Bezokev
American
or
Top
Bekaev?
Team. Sorry, I said it wrong. Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
Bekoev.
Yeah. I thought it, yeah.
His first name
My
is Asma, so I was reading
Yeah.
the Asmat. Azamat, sorry. Yeah, no, Bekoev is looking really promising. He just had his first fight on the UFC 311 card.
Yes, that's
Um,
true.
and I think he can go far. He's training with the American Top Team. I think this fight he just gotta look at it as just another opponent.
Mm-hmm.
And even though Loader has a pretty good record, also with the good team, Team Alpha Male.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I think just the momentum that Bekoev I'm so sorry, Bekoev has is just gonna help him out.
Yeah, makes sense. Fair points. Ivan, you got anything to say?
Ryan's gonna get his head knocked off.
Third
Third round TKO.
round TKO.
Hey, by the
Yeah,
way,
fair.
guys, last time I wasn't in the predictions video for the most recent fight night with Gary and Prates, but I will let
Oh,
you
yeah.
know all of the 4 fighters I had said and I had put in the parlay all won by knockout. So just know all these fights that I'm predicting, they're gonna hit. Trust.
Just
Get all your own risk, though. Get all your own risk.
I think Vekoev is gonna win by KO as well.
Yeah.
He's a heavy favorite. Negative 425 right now.
Negative? That sounds so weird.
I mean,
Diego.
minus. Minus
Bro's trying
425.
to teach me algebra, bro.
I'm doing math out here. He's a minus 425 in the books. Pretty heavy favorite.
I was at minus 380 when I did the slide.
Oh wow, it's moved pretty. It's moved a lot, like in short time.
So who do you got, Diego? Ivan said Bekoev.
Yeah, Bekoev as well. The momentum, 7-5 win streak. Like you said, the EV in the last of his name.
Yeah.
He's gonna be real promising in the UFC.
Yeah, I think I got Bekoev too. I think it's also gonna be a KO or a TKO, probably in the second round or early third.
Interesting. I like that. Yeah, I agree with you guys. TKO. I say second round.
Second round.
I say he's gonna get done quicker.
Sweet. Any final thoughts, guys?
Now let's move on to Misha Tate.
Yep, we got the bantamweight bout. This is the last women's fight of the night. We got Yana Santos going up against Misha Tate. She's kind of a well, she's not kind of. She is a UFC vet, a former champ, coming over win over Avila where she submitted her. Yana Santos is also coming over. She's coming off a win over Chelsea Chandler, which isn't really a good win right now, especially after Chelsea Chandler's previous performance last weekend. She got
Did
mauled.
she get knocked out by Edwards?
Yep.
Yeah.
Not Leon Edwards though.
Alright, bruv. That sounded right, bruv. Man, I thought Misha Tate retired. I know she fought like recently,
Mm-hmm.
but I thought she like had one comeback fight and retired. I haven't heard much of her.
I haven't seen either of these ladies fight, so
Okay. I saw Santos fight, but it was like probably 2021.
Oh damn.
But Tate, Misha Tate. You know what? I'm not even gonna try to hardcore and I'm just gonna go Misha Tate. That's it.
I agree. Me too. I don't want to give any like crazy
Yeah,
predictions or bring up her fight with who was it? The championship fight, bro. How do I forget her name, bro? It's not.
Amanda Nunes.
Oh yeah. No, was it Sino?
Well, that was in 2016. That was yeah. She was a former champion and then lost to Nunez and then took off hella time.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to bring up back. I don't want to go back to those fights that I haven't watched and be like, oh, this, and this. But I got Misha Tate as well.
Mhm.
Just based off of her
Misha Tate,
UFC
I think,
experience.
Yeah, I feel like this one is gonna be different. She's the same age as Marina Rodriguez, like we said, but I feel like she's a former champion. She has more experience, and that's gonna help her.
Dude, it's going to be so annoying if she just goes in there and with the mentality, oh, this is my last fight. Whatever happens, happens, and she doesn't try.
Yeah, I don't feel like any UFC fighter does that in their last fight though.
I
Like, they
mean,
wanna
bro,
go out with a bang.
Bro, I don't want to.
Anthony Smith.
Yeah, dude, I was about to say that, bro.
I mean,
Never
Robbie.
mind.
The only like fight I can recall that went good for the guy who was like public it was gonna be his last fight was Robbie Lawler.
I agree. The
Okay.
Nate Diaz.
No, that wasn't his last
that
fight.
was awesome.
I guess Nico Price.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I'm tripping. Do you guys see Misha Tate retiring in this one?
Dude, I don't know what she's doing still fighting. I feel like she has other career avenues. Because, like, she was part of that whole, Ronda, Tough, all that, they had that rivalry. And
Yeah.
after Ronda had lost and then Tate beat Holly Holm, it was like female empowerment and all that, like feminism, you feel me?
Yeah.
So I feel like she has other avenues. She doesn't need to be fighting,
I agree.
Maybe a retirement fight, but without actually being stated, because every single time it's stated, it ends up bad.
True.
Hopefully that doesn't happen to Dustin. I don't want either of them to lose.
Kind of like, bro, watch this, and it never works out. Yeah. But anyway, guys, for the next fight, we got
The movie now.
Jeremy Stevens versus Mason Jones. We got Jeremy Stevens. He's back in the UFC
Who the fuck is that guy?
against Mason Jones, who's
I feel so
was
bad
also
for
in the UFC, but he got cut. He went on the local scene and picked up a few wins, and he's back in the UFC for a second run.
You mean the regional scene?
Yes, that's what I meant. You guys know what I mean. You guys know what I meant. But
yeah,
he's going up against a UFC OG, Jeremy Stevens. What do you guys got?
Jones's only losses are in the UFC, and then he does great outside of the UFC. Jeremy Stevens, so I feel so bad for Jeremy Stevens. He's kind of a meme. Conor McGregor made him a meme, but he's
a good fighter.
He's a good fighter, yeah. He went to what was it PFL?
Who? Jeremy?
Bare knuckle. Bare knuckle.
Jeremy.
Yeah, bare
he
knuckle.
went to bare knuckle.
Damn.
I didn't see any of his bare knuckle fights. I saw. Oh, he was in PFL 22, and then he went to bare knuckle. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Bro, how old is this
that's
guy?
awesome though. 38.
Only? I feel like should be up there. I remember he fought Aldo a couple years.
He's 38.
Yeah. But nah, it feels like Jeremy Stevens is like 46. Look at this picture right there. He's got gray hairs, and he just looks. I don't know.
Dude, Loki, he
He's
kind of
fought
looks like a
every
WWE fighter,
name.
bro.
He looks like a yeah. He looks like he'd be in the WWE.
Bro, he's fought almost everybody in the UFC possible, like Pettis,
And
Cowboy
featherweight.
Cerrone, Cub Swanson, Charles
Aldo.
Oliveira, Max Holloway, yeah, Aldo. He's fought Frankie Edgar,
Calvin
Doo Ho
Cater,
Choi,
Yair
Gary
Rodriguez.
Rodriguez.
Yup.
Yeah,
But what you guys don't know
like
is
basically
this guy
everybody.
TKOs people. When I knock people out, they don't fucking move. That's what you guys don't know about him.
Anyways, who do you guys got in this fight? Do you guys think Jeremy can pull it out after coming back?
Pull it out. All right, freaky ass dude.
This guy.
Pull out this win, bro.
Listen, man. Jeremy Stevens, it's over. Your time has come. There's no way out of this one. You're cooked.
Bro, Jeremy Stevens is such a an underdog in this fight. It's kind of sad. He's a plus 400.
Bro, hear me out real
I
quick.
bet.
Hear me out real quick. Last time I thought up and comer was gonna win a fight over like a kind of
A vet?
experienced fighter dude. Yeah, like
Kind
a
of?
vet. Well, okay, not Jeremy Stevens, but it was someone else that was kind of experienced.
Yeah.
He freaking dominated the prospect role, so I'm kind of scared picking Mason
True.
Jones here.
I ain't Talbot and Honey
Yeah, but
Barcelos.
Mason.
That's one of them, but there's another one, bro. But that's why
Yeah, but Mason Jones isn't really a prospect. He's been fighting. He's just struggled in the UFC.
I think
I mean,
Jeremy
yeah.
Stevens is gonna show his age, and he's gonna have not ring rust, but I feel like he's gonna be kind of out of it, and Mason Jones is gonna be able to freaking land on this guy, even though
Yeah,
he
I
is a
also feel like
legend.
the damage that he took from bare knuckle might affect him with his age. Because bare knuckle, like it's a lot more damage than the UFC gloves, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, they literally just have hand wraps, right?
Yeah, just wraps. That's it.
Like the white tape.
They just have like more of like wrist wraps, so your wrists don't break.
Mm.
So you know what they put under the UFC fighters?
Oh,
But they put the gloves over?
uh-huh.
Pretty much, they just don't have gloves. They just have wraps.
Mm.
Yeah, that's all the bare knuckle has.
Dang.
Yeah, that shit's crazy.
All right, but just final thoughts. Mason Jones coming off a 4-fight win streak. 3 of them have been finishes via KO/TKO. He's carrying momentum. He's going up against the UFC vet. Like I said, it's probably his fight to kind of build him up a little bit, and I feel like he's gonna get a decision win. Probably another
Yeah,
29-28.
I agree. I feel like Jeremy's gonna take it to a decision. So yeah,
Yeah.
decision for Mason Jones.
You know, people forget, man.
Okay.
Jeremy Stevens, one of the hardest hitting 145ers. Wait, they're fighting at
This is at
155?
lightweight. This is at 155.
Oh, what? Yeah, I got Mason Jones.
Dang.
I don't think he can cut that weight anymore.
Here, let me double check
Holy-
that they are fighting at lightweight, but I'm pretty sure they are.
Nah, sometimes the UFC is weird. Last time, I was looking at the ESPN thing and it said they were fighting at fucking heavyweight, and it was Danny Gay and Sean Woodson.
No, it is lightweight. It is lightweight.
Wild.
ESPN,
Bro,
fix
the
your,
best fight of the
fix
night
your
got
mo-
canceled, bro.
fix your star bars.
What fight got canceled?
Junior
You can say
Tafa
what
versus Tuco Tocos, bro.
Tuco tacos.
Tuco
Alright.
Tacos.
All right, I got it. Yeah, let's just Mason Jones.
That's unfortunate.
All right, we all
All right, let's
agree.
move on
Anyway,
to-
we got the next fight. Hit it, Diego.
We got Cameron Smotherman versus. Did I say that correctly?
Is that his actual name?
Yes, it
Yes,
is.
Ca-
Yes, it
Cameron
is.
Smotherman versus Sergey City.
Sergey.
Sergey.
No, I was kidding.
Sidey.
There's no G there. Sergey. Hold on, I gotta mute my mic. I'm about to take a piss.
Oh my god, bro. And this guy's not even lying, bro.
Quick timeout.
That's the crazy part, bro. He's not even lying.
You think
And
I'm lying?
and he's wearing his headset too. All right, well, he
Is he-
takes a piss, bro. I'm gonna introduce these guys. Cameron, he's coming off a 4-fight win streak. He did lose his Dana White Contender Series appearance, but he has been on a tear lately. This is gonna be his UFC debut, I believe. And he's
No,
coming. Huh?
second UFC fight.
Who did he
He had a
fight?
fight night. Jake Hadley last year.
Oh, de veras.
Hernandez versus Pereira.
Mhm.
Pereira. Yeah.
My bad. It's gonna be his second UFC fight, but he's been on a tear lately. And then he's going up against the Sergey Sidey, coming off a win over Armfield. It was a split decision. I don't know, man. I don't know who to pick here. I think this is gonna be my first underdog pick of the night. I think I'm gonna go with Cameron.
Cameron Smotherman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a great name for a fighter, to be honest.
Smotherman. Imagine.
Yeah.
Imagine his name being Smotherman, but he's nothing like he's not a wrestler or anything. Like he's not a Mario Bautista, just being a terrorist of the sport and being lame as hell, and he's actually going out there and putting on good fights. You know. Shout out Cameron. Cameron by second round TKO. This guy looks like how do you even pronounce his name? Sergey?
Sergey, yeah.
Yeah,
That's how
that
we're
dude.
saying it.
He looks like
Probably butchered it.
he looks like a less educated Bryce Mitchell, and
Bro.
Bryce Mitchell doesn't have education.
Bro.
So
Oh my god, bro.
we'll go Cameron, and he's gonna knock the 2 remaining brain cells out of Sergey. All right, guys, remember these are all guaranteed.
who do you got,
Yeah,
Diego?
I think we all got the underdog on this one because yes, I got Smotherman again. I feel that yeah, his 4-fight win streak, some momentum, you know. His last UFC win was a decision, but I feel like he wants that knockout. And Sergey is the perfect opponent for that. So yeah, I got Smotherman by second round knockout. He does have 6 knockouts, by the way.
Dang.
out
Yeah. I got
60.
Smotherman as well. But I'm gonna go with the submission, bro. The end of the first round. Probably not gonna happen, but
Interesting.
that's my crazy pick of the night.
All right.
Hey man, don't forget I predicted that second round submission.
The Bruno
Last time.
Ferreira.
Bruno Ferreira. Yes, Sarsky.
So
Hey
that's
man, you never
Gabby
know.
Nader's
Maybe
big
this
balls
is the
better
crazy
than
pick,
me.
and you guys need to put a first round submission on your parlay and win $1,000.
Yeah, you never
You never
know.
know.
Yeah,
buzzer beater.
just make sure y'all. That's Gabby Nader's big balls bet of the evening.
That's
That's a crazy sentence.
yeah, that is a crazy sentence. I
Where
like
have
it
I heard
though.
that
I like it
before?
though. I like it though.
Where's that from? I swear I've heard it before.
The Daily Show. The
Okay.
Daily Show. He's like gambling. Bank accounts are for pussies.
Sounds like Cartman.
I said, Mr. Garrison, how would you like to take my bath?
What did you
Bro,
say,
for real.
Cartman?
I said, how would you like to take my bath, Mr. Garrison?
Alright.
Dude, last time you said that in a recording, bro, is when we recorded our Fortnite video, and I'm so mad that I lost the footage, dude. That was such a good video that I never uploaded.
How would you like to take my bath, Mr. Garrison?
All right, guys, moving on. We got Montel Jackson going up against Daniel Marcos. This is gonna be a pretty fun fight, I believe.
He's a banger.
Yeah.
Alright. Montel Jackson by knockout. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm just kidding. This is a good fight. I did watch the Daniel Marcos, his last fight. I could recall it. I'm pretty sure it was the John Jones card, right?
It was a split decision win for Daniel Marcos.
Against Giannis. Yeah, I remember that fight was kind of frustrating because I was like, rooting for Yanez, and I was just kind of watching him get pieced up and all that. And it was a lot. Like, what is it saying? It was a little much too late.
Hey,
Wait, that
my
was
bad, my
coming
bad.
from
Yeah, Diego, you got it right.
Too much too late. Too much too late. Is that the word? I forget, but yeah. Good win over Yanez. Yanez used to be a prospect. A lot of people saw him as a mini Masvidal, and yeah.
Dude, the thing
he's
with
recently
Daniel,
been losing.
yeah, the thing with Daniel Marcos, I haven't seen anything like too crazy, like that's impressive. But he is a super good fighter, like overall. Like he knows how to control the range. He has good kicks. He does have some wrestling too. Um, but I think Montel Jackson is gonna be too much for him, and it's gonna give him his first L.
Right.
What do
Yeah,
you
I agree with you. I feel like Marcos, he's undefeated, but like you said, I don't. There's nothing like we don't
Too
really see
impressive.
that. We haven't seen like his knockout power or something yet, like something too impressive. Um, just he's just been winning. Just like a Belal Muhammad. Just pulls out the wins.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Quiet wins under the radar
yeah.
until
Um,
yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. It's
but
that
yeah.
this guy knows how to get a win. Um,
Mhm.
he's kind of a decision merchant, but he does it in a way that works for him, and it's kind of crazy how it still keeps working. But this fight is where it's gonna stop, I believe.
Yeah, I feel like Montel Jackson. Um, he he's got some momentum. Two knockouts, both in the first round. His last fight lasted 18 seconds. He knocked out Damon Blackshear in 18 seconds. A pretty crazy fight. I feel like this that momentum that he has. He didn't take any damage in his last fight, also, so that's gonna help him.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like he's just gonna piece up Marcos and
Yet,
stop his undefeated
yeah,
streak.
dude. That Blackshear win is actually aged even better now because Blackshear has won his last two fights in a pretty dominant manner too. So him being able to beat Damon Blackshear speaks really well of this guy's skill.
Speaks volumes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Agree.
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
what's the word? Uh Daniel Marcos is gonna meet his match in Montel, and he's gonna he's gonna lose. Giannis was clipping him, hurting him, but
Mm-hmm.
someone like Jackson's gonna put him away.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that. So dang, we all agree Montel Jackson here?
How many
yeah.
has any have? I don't think we've disagreed on any of the fights.
I don't think so either.
We'll
It
just have to
just
see about the main event.
it's just kind of hard to disagree
They
with the
seem pretty like, yeah.
I don't know how to
There's not a lot
explain
of
it.
pick'ems in this one.
Yeah. Well, maybe the main event and the co-main event I think we are going to disagree.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
These next three.
Oh, you're right. The next one. Santiago Ponzinibbio versus Daniel Rodriguez. Dude, look at Ponzinibbio, man. What a funny dude.
These were supposed to be two top prospects, and now they're just both unks.
Yeah, they're just both. Ponzinibbio struggled recently. Um, he did win to Harris this year
Yeah, he
in
knocked him
January.
out.
But yeah, I mean, that knockout win, looks like he's getting back into it. Same with Rodriguez, like Ivan said, they were both prospects, and then just kind of became unks.
Yeah, they're just both
Um,
unks of the sport.
yeah, Rodriguez is 38, Ponzinibbio is 38. They're they're up there in age. Um, but I feel that Ponzinibbio is gonna use his just slight reach advantage. They're both like very similar in height. Just Ponzinibbio is like a little bit longer. No, actually, I'm tripping. They're both the same in reach.
They have
Um,
really similar competition.
yeah, they're
They fought a
really
lot of the same
similar in
dudes.
height. I could really see the only difference being the stance and um, their fighting style. I would say Rodriguez is more of a striker, and Ponzinibbio has a little bit more of wrestling. But yeah, I got Ponzinibbio. This one's a pick 'em. I don't know who you guys got.
We'll go with Daniel Rodriguez. I think he's faced a better competition, even though their competition's so similar. I'm just gonna go with Rodriguez.
I wanted to go with Daniel Rodriguez, bro, but he went to a decision with Alex Morano where it was a split decision, bro. And Alex Morano did not look very good in his last fight. I remember you guys wanted him to get a crazy
Hardcore
underdog.
pick.
You guys wanted a crazy underdog win, but
Yeah, that one was a big balls bet.
yeah, but that one got busted.
Yep.
Yeah, that was pretty lame.
Mhm.
But yeah,
That one was brought to you by
Rodriguez.
gambling.
Root for those with the fighting spirit.
Gambling. Your
I-
mom's got to have money somewhere.
I think I got Santiago here to win. I got Ponzinibbio. I think it's gonna be a decision though, to Ponzinibbio.
Ponzinibbio, yeah. So me and Gabi neither got Ponzinibbio, and Ivan going with Rodriguez.
Oh yeah.
The first fight we disagree.
For real.
This is the one that's gonna decide who gets the most picks correct.
That's true.
All right, guys. Moving on to the next fight, we got RDR going up against Bo Nickel.
Interesting.
We got RDR coming off a 3-fight win streak, 2 submissions and 1 finish. This is gonna be his like what? How many fights has he fought in the UFC? Like 3?
I think it's 5.
Yeah, third.
Is it 3?
Oh, no, this is his third fight. He's fought 2.
Okay.
Yeah, he's coming off a submission win over Kevin Holland, which is pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm.
And he also submitted Gerald Mearshart as well.
GM3.
Yep.
That's a tough opponent. GM3. All right. Listen, let me tell you. Ranger Ritter. This is I don't know. I feel like the odds are really not telling the full story. I think Ranger Ritter is gonna win.
I think RDR is gonna win too, bro. Bo Nickel's performance against Paul Craig was terrible, dude. And what's crazy is he went out and said that performance was good, that it was a masterclass, this and that, bro. I don't know, man. I think RDR is gonna win.
I think the odds makers are overlooking Ranger Ritter because man, what the fuck?
All right.
All right, Diego. What do you think of this fight?
Anyway. Yeah, very interesting fight. I did not know RDR beat Holloway. That was interesting. Yeah, Bo Nickel, he started fighting recently and hasn't lost. And I don't think he's going to. So I really got Nickel in this one. Even though RDR does have a little bit more experience, a lot more fights under his belt.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that the hype behind Bo Nickel is gonna help him, and yeah, I feel like he's gonna get this win.
Dude, RDR is gonna piece up this guy.
Yeah, I don't know what the odds makers are thinking here. Since I can't put a bet in myself, I'm gonna put my brother. I'm gonna tell my brother to put $500 bet on Ranger Ritter by flying
Jesus.
bar. Yep.
No,
500 is wild.
No, but RDR's got everything, bro. He's got decent striking. His grappling is insane.
He's a goofy goober.
He's a goofy goober.
Wild. He's your goober pick of the night.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yeah, this
I
is
still got Nickel.
That thing is lopsided. That shouldn't be lopsided.
Yeah,
What's
the
up?
odds are very lopsided, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Bo Nickel was that good, bro. He does have great wrestling, and he was like a D1 freaking wrestler or whatever. And he's got
Greatest
some.
wrestler of all time, whatever.
telling you guys, it's the hype. Hype behind him is the crowd. The crowd's gonna hype him up.
Bro, they don't.
That's the
People
only
don't
reason
like
why
Bo
I'm
Nickel,
so
bro. Watch Bo Nickel get booed.
Oh, shit.
They're gonna boo on
Maybe
both of these
because
guys.
his post-fight interview, but
I think this is gonna go. This is obviously gonna go to the ground. I think, unless Rainier DeRitter stuffs all of Bo Nickel's takedown attempts, but he's gonna piece Bo Nickel up. Like I said, that's my pick.
Light them up like the 4th of July, man.
Jesus, I still got Bo Nickel. The
Yeah, I'm gonna
decision,
go Rainier
decision
DeRitter.
win. Decision
Okay.
win by Bo Nickel.
It's gonna be a KO win
All right, let's move
by
on.
RDR. All right, guys. For the main event, we got Corey Sandhagen versus Davidson Figueiredo. Bantamweight bout.
Very
We got Sandhagen coming off a loss to Umar Nurmagomedov. Went to decision. Figueiredo was coming off a loss to Peter Yan, where it went to decision as well. They both had. Well, I know Figueiredo had a good performance against Peter Yan. It was pretty close, even though Peter Yan won the fight decisively. But Figueiredo still got it, bro. You know. What do you guys think?
You want to go first? Or...
Now you got it, bro. I got a bag of chips.
Bro, okay. Yeah, this fight, I'm surprised that Sandhagen is. Sorry, I'm surprised Sandhagen is that big of a. Sorry, that big of an underdog. Like I feel like this one would be a lot more closer.
Zinning is that big of a favorite.
Favorite, you mean?
Yeah. Sorry, apologize. He is a favorite, and yeah, no, I thought this would be a lot closer because Davison still got it. Like Davison is still showing that he can fight against top contenders like Peter Yan, which Sandhagen went the distance with. That was an insane fight. I don't know if you guys remember Yan versus Sandhagen.
I didn't watch
Same
that
card
fight.
as style.
It was back in 21.
Glover and Blachowicz, right?
Yeah, Blachowicz, versus Glover.
Yeah.
It was a really good fight. Like, if you want to watch like a super technical and like, a lot of people broke this fight down because
Violent.
of how technical and how violent it was. It was a really good fight. I think it won fight of the year, to be honest. But yeah, like saying, that fight that they had, I feel like this fight's gonna be similar to that. Just because Davison still got it, and you know, maybe the experience fighting Yan is gonna help him with some of the stuff that Sandhagen threw at him at Yan. You know, I feel that Davison might struggle with Sandhagen's height. That's why I feel he's such an underdog, but I don't think it should be that like far apart, you know. I think it should be a lot closer in the odds.
Makes sense. I just feel like Davison still got it, but I feel like he's gonna start. How do you say it, dude? Like falling off, not falling off.
You said it really good earlier. You said show his age, and I feel like that's something he will do.
Yeah, and he's going up against a really good striker, like you said, a very technical too. I'm gonna say it right now. I think I got Sandhagen to win, but Davidson Figueiredo is gonna put up a great fight, and this is probably gonna be a really fun fight to watch too. We definitely need a good main event, bro, because we haven't had like a great, fun, and crazy main event recently, and I feel like this one's gonna be the one.
I agree.
Yeah. A lot of people are overlooking Figueiredo. But like you said, he's gonna show his age. He's been in lots of wars. I feel like every single fight he's had that he's lost, or just every fight that he's had recently has been like, dogfight. He had like what 4 fights with Moreno
Yeah.
In a row.
and took a lot of damage. in a row, back to back to back. Those are fun fights. But you know,
I found the word, Ivan. I just thought of it. Sorry. Davidson's Figueiredo still got it, but he's definitely regressing. That was the word.
yeah. Someone like Corey Sandhagen, he's very technical. I really like Corey Sandhagen and all that. But yeah, man. I mean, I like Corey Sandhagen so much that when I was working at Chuck E. Cheese, I went on my lunch just to watch him fight Peter Yan. And that was a great fight. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. Shout out the UFC for making that championship fight and interim fight free. Shout out.
Yeah, that card was
Make fight
free,
nights
and
great
it was
again.
one of the greatest fights. Yeah.
Make fight nights great again.
hmm
But yeah, I think Corey Sandhagen's got it. He's probably either gonna have a very technical striking at him at range, or like a Rob Font performance where he kind of controls him and, like, you know, is very grappling heavy, especially after losing to someone like Umar.
Mm-hmm.
Or we could see what's happened more often than not, where after Corey takes a loss, he comes back like 10 times more violent and is ready to kill, you know?
True. And I don't think this fight is gonna go the distance either.
No. Think Corey.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna go the distance. I don't know how Corey Sandhagen is gonna win or what round, but I know he's gonna finish the fight before the final ring bells.
Yeah, I think we all agree on that one.
Final ring bells.
Bro, you know what I meant, bro. Stop being
guy's
freaking.
Yoda,
Stop
bro.
being a grammar.
This guy's Yoda, bro. Final row, big row.
All right,
Yeah.
guys. Well, that should wrap it up.
I think the only fights that we went opposite on were the Rainier DeRitter, Bo Nickel
And
one,
the Ponzinibbio
and
one.
yeah, Rodriguez and Ponzinibbio.
Yeah. Well, all right,
Yeah.
guys. Thanks for joining. We all said Sandhagen on this one, right?
Yep.
Cool. Thank you, guys.
All right. Thank you to our
All right.
sponsor, Shrimp MMA, as always. Our new
Shrimp
sponsor,
MMA.
Gambling.
Do not gamble, guys. It's not good. You can get addicted. Don't listen to this guy.
Yeah, don't gamble unless you're listening to me, because you're not gambling. You're just winning at that point.
No, don't gamble.
Guys, if you guys have someone who needs serious help with gambling, please look for it. All right. With all that being said,
If you guys need someone who keeps losing and gambling, you know who to call. All right.
No.
But seriously, guys, do not gamble. Gambling's not good. Do it at your own risk, and make sure you're having fun while doing it and aren't crashing out and breaking stuff around your house.
great message. I agree.